Ladies and gentlemen, this world that we live in, is full of enchantment for those with eyes to see it. Chicken!
They won't let you, darling. In charge. The Titan, Prometheus, wanted to give mankind equal footing with the gods. For that, he was cast from Olympus. Well, my friends, the time has finally come for his return.
The Chi-Rho, or should we say the Chi-Ra coloring system, keeps returning in my research for truth. This video clip starts picturing a spacesuit that came falling from the heavens into a crater-like environment, one apparently having no moon or sun dome, but clearly visible the black sun and its discharging coronasphere. In this video, we will try to decode information given from Bowie's Black Star.
In the villa of our men, in the villa of our men.
When we have a look at this tape glove, we can see the Chi-Rho coloring system of the red, blue, black and white with an oval blue dominating the glove. Blue tape is energizing the blue footprint of this being that, how should we pronounce? The eagle, the phoenix has landed in our crater. The fire sign is referring to the Titan of Light, Prometheus, who is credited with the creation of humanity from clay, and who defies the Olympian gods by stealing the fire and giving it to humanity as civilization. Prometheus became a figure who represented human striving, particularly the quest for scientific knowledge, and the risk of overreaching or unattended consequences.
In the villa of our men.
The fire symbol is visible within the yellow area of the helmet, in which I think it is representing the Kaaba dome, and where the yellow light is dominating the dome. In the middle we see clothing of the suit marked with a red symbol and a thumbs up, referring to the Olympian coloring code, confirming Prometheus' act of stealing the fire from the Olympian monads. Next to it we see a smiley, referring the yellow fire of Olympian love. At the bottom of this clip we see a little pink band, wrapped around a black piece that looks to be attached or is piercing the heart. Combined with the blue coloring code of the shoe, this combination is referring to the threefold flame. As it is pictured here, the threefold flame within the heart chakra, the seed of the divine, the inner Hades Christ, the divine spark, also called the Christ flame and the Liberty flame, is literally referred a spark of sacred fire from God's own heart. It is your source point of contact with the supreme source of all life. The threefold flame is anchored in the hidden or secret chamber of the heart, Sanskrit for Ananda Kanda, the root of joy. It has three plumes that embody the three primary attributes of God, and that correspond to the Trinity. The yellow flame burning within the heart of the parasitic Jesus figure, destination, mirrors 5-point star biosystem, Earth. The blue plume on the left embodies God's power and corresponds to the Father, or should we say, Papa Song. The yellow plume in the center embodies God's wisdom, Prometheus, and corresponds to the sun, Hades. And the pink plume on your right embodies God's love, the Olympian fire, and corresponds to the Holy Spirit, the Titans. By assessing the power, wisdom, and love of the Godhead anchored in your threefold frame, you can fulfill your reason for being.
It's my new obsession. Yeah, think it's not even a question. Think on the lips of your lover. 'Cause think is the love you discover. Think.
Okay, so what are they showing us here? Prometheus falling down from the heavens through the firmament within the Ark of Anubis, entering the 33rd degree entrance or gateway of the Pillars of Hercules, unleashing the yellow fire of wisdom, fueled by parasitic energies, probably radiating the light of creation of a creator. Prometheus, with infecting the light of creation, created an opening for Titan energies to enter our crater, in which the yellow fire infected our self-reflection system, hijacking or creating the demiurge, in which the energetic energy of Hades got installed within the masculine energy system of our creator's biosystem, depriving us from our energy and link with Mother. Also notable to see is the hand of God, energizing the demiurge with a ray of electromagnetic light. The hand of God is one of the archetypes created through the Saturn polar configuration, the planetary lineup of the Hebdomad Archons, which unleashed a massive electrical arc in past ancient times on our biosphere. This electromagnetic plasma event keeps returning in my research, in which I think the parasite entity has created an electromagnetic bridge with this arc between both craters. A continuous energy line must be present fueling the demiurge, which seems to be a plasma sphere hovering around or in orbit of Mount Meru. There might be a wormhole active which is linking this energy line, keeping the demiurge active and controlling our self-reflection system.
In the villa of Amen.
All of the geometric shapes of the 5-point star, which I think is still the Bios ID crystal of Meru, pictured in the video clip, are energizing the structure in 5-fold. So if an entity would energize their own geometric structure within our biosphere, it would have to add a 5-fold in numbers to get a full potential into energizing its own field. Let's say the Kaaba Dome has a structured energizing cycle of 1 year, making 365 days, with each day fueled by an Archon. Archons are, in Gnosticism and religions closely related to it, the builders of the physical universe. Among the Archontics, Ophites, Saphions, and in the writings of Nag Hammadi library, each related to one of the 7 planets. They prevent souls from leaving the material realm through locking many of the universal or human emotions and feelings. Within these 365 Archons, we have 52 cycles of 7 main Archons, the Hebdomad. These celestial objects are the Sun, Sunday, Moon, Monday, Mars, Tuesday, Mercurius, Wednesday, Jupiter, Thursday, Venus, Friday, and Saturn rules the Saturday. Each archon of 365 days is cycled up into 24 hours, 12 hours for the underworld, the physical universe, and 12 hours for the upper world, the spiritual realm, the heavens, the Titans and Olympians. Within 365 days, we have 12 cycles of the zodiac system, having each system up to 30 aeons, during the characteristics and emotional landmarks of each zodiac sign. In my view, archons and aeons represent universal energetic force fields that resonate with emotions and vibrations that are created through the electromagnetic plasma discharge between red and blue energy fields that create consciousness.
I, Mercury, the messenger of the gods, invite you, sir, tonight, for one night only, here, at this very venue, to enter into the mind, the very great mind, of Dr. Parnassus. Dr. Parnassus! Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Parnassus, as old as time, yes, he is over 1,000 years old. He has the power to empower your mind. Let Dr. Parnassus open your imagination. Let him transport you.
At the center of it all. At the center of it all.
In this clip we see a woman, probably a native resident, fighting the fallen spacesuit, and when she opens up the helmet. Notable to see is the tail on her body, a resemblance with the native people in Avatar. With opening the helmet, the yellow flame of wisdom, Prometheus, is being unleashed and activated within our biosphere. This fire represents the sun. The sun, portal of the parasite, is starting to radiate the BIOS ID codes of the yellow flame Prometheus, having this energetic entity energizing the sun's plasmasphere, while probably being electromagnetic linked with Hades, that's controlling the demiurge. The sun's radiation is destroying the pyramids in the animation, which probably represents the destruction of the old world, or the previous installed motherboards.
The solar flares happened just like they were predicted. Enough finally trip off Mount St. Helens. Solar flux went up to over 400. The Earth actually wobbled on its orbit from the coronal mass ejections hitting it.
When was this?
1980. October 1980.
Is that where you did the ceremony?
It controls all the frequencies. So if you don't know what the sun's doing, you don't know what frequencies to use. That's why RCA started radio astrology. You have to know what the sun's doing, and the planets tell you what the sun's doing. So RCA gave me the equipment, Sonoma State provided me with the place to do it, and the Cosmos provided me with the total planetary alignment. So I was the guy with the equipment and everything right there as the thing happened. I studied the whole event over the couple of years that the whole solar cycle built into this alignment. There's no inside structure.
Is it hollow?
Yeah, there's only a surface. There's nothing inside.
Is the sun actually, do we believe, combusting in on
It's
itself?
not burning anything. There's no fusion in the sun. That's well understood.
Proven.
Yeah, well, there's just not the way to prove that there is any. It's only in the flares that you get fusion. That's why all the X-rays. The flares, the arcs, and the X-rays, and the microwaves, and whatever result of fusion in the arcs. There's no fusion in the sun. They don't know how the sun works.
Why do you, what's special, how does the sun make light?
It's a transformer. Transforms from some other dimension. It's not burning anything. It doesn't have to. It's a converter.
Of what?
I don't know. Nobody knows. But that's what it does. That's the only thing it can do, because that's how everything works.
It's transforming from another dimension.
Yeah, you could say it's taking energy from another dimension, counter space.
It's so far from Earth that there's no way that these primitive, ancient civilizations could have possibly known about it. But it just so happens that system has a sun, a lot like ours. And based on our long-range scans, there seemed to be a planet Just one planet with a moon capable of sustaining life. And we arrived there this morning.
With opening the helmet and unleashing the fire of Prometheus, thus the creation of the sun, we can see a skull loaded with blue and red diamonds or crystals, probably representing the BIOS ID code crystals of the parasite and the red and blue force fields. The solitary candle that stands in the middle of it all represents Mother, Mount Meru. Its flame represents Prometheus' yellow flame, which eventually created the electromagnetic plasma sphere we call the Demiurge. Also pictured in this clip, we see the Jacob's ladder behind the candle. In the previous clip of the movie Prometheus, the human space explorers find the origins of a possible alien species that had huge influence on mankind called the Engineers, located on a moon called LV-223, near a planet that has a clear resemblance with Saturn. When we look at the 82 moons of Saturn, we find one remarkable moon that can be linked with this moon of the movie, Saturn's moon Skull, or Saturn XLV2. It was named in April 2007 after Skull, a giant wolf from Norse mythology. Are we finding a link here with the Freemason group Skull and Bones, 322? In Norse mythology, Skull is a wolf that chases the sun through the sky every day, trying to eat her. Skull has a brother, Hati, who chases Mani, the moon. At Ragnarok, both Skull and Hati will succeed in their quest. What this exactly means, I don't know yet. If Skull and Hati are chasing the black and white projectors, and so creating the yin, that chases the sun, and yang, that chases the moon, energies, what stage of consciousness or life experience represents Ragnarok, and does this event include an electromagnetic discharge event? Do the rotations of the sun and moon projections within the Kaaba dome generate the yin and yang energy system? After finding the Benben stone, the native woman is heading for Mount Meru. The area is already getting affected by the presence of black monolites.
The storm, kept the stars in their orbits and the Earth turning on its axis. The chief steward climbed down to take
In this clip we can see both the black and white projectors standing next to each other, like a team or couple that is connected. In the back we can see a woman representing Mother, Mount Meru. All are shaking while experiencing the fever of infection. To the left we can see the under and upper torus and the Demiurge. The roof is representing the celestial dome of a biosphere. The ray of light that's entering the roof is igniting the sun, projected on the wall in the back of the room. Watching this video clip you can see it move several times.
What exactly do you all do here?
We tell the eternal story.
And what is that exactly?
The story that sustains the universe. A story without which there is nothing.
Nothing. You mean stop telling the story and the whole universe ceases to exist?
You make it sound so simple.
And you believe it?
We are ordained for this task.
You This is incredible to me that you can believe something that can be so easily disproved.
Oh, I don't think so.
At the center of it all, at the center of it all, your
The center of it all, Mount Meru, is generating our consciousness when receiving the blue and red energy fields through its electromagnetic torus field. It's an electromagnetic construction of our Creator's mind. In the physical universe, our left and right brain are conceiving and processing the projected images and information we receive. When Bowie is referring in this song to your eyes, we might conclude this referring to your perception or awareness conceived through these projected energy fields, processed through your own eyes and the left and right brain. We see Bowie blindfolded with a white towel with 2 black spots on it. This can mean that he's only receiving black projections at this moment. Or they're trying to show us that black projections can only be received through your eyes, and that the white towel is referring to receiving white projections with the heart. So the white towel trying to explain, do not trust the eyes and brain.
I will gather 1,000.
Stop! Having been brought to the limit, isn't it? So evil, not
There. The story stopped. No more story. But we're still here. Fire's still burning. Still snowing. Wind's still blowing. Nothing has changed. Come on, cheer up, Doc. I've freed you from all this ridiculous nonsense. Now you can do other things with your powers. You can, I don't know, you can shopping.
In this clip, the physical remains of the parasite entity seems to get reclaimed or recycled through electromagnetic powers of the black sun. This might be a symbolic visualization of signs of destruction of its original world. The parasite entity might be in a state of spiritual being at the moment, while looking for a host to stay and terraform its world, in order to start a transformation from spiritual to physical being, in which I think current pandemic events are building up towards the climax of this process. The energizing of the Eye of Ra within our Taurus, and so igniting the threefold flame into our hearts.
You know what crazy is? Crazy is majority rules. Yeah, take germs, for example. Germs. In the 18th century, no such thing. Nothing. No one ever imagined such a thing. The same person. Along comes this doctor. Semmelweis comes along. He's trying to convince people, or other doctors mainly, that there's teeny tiny invisible bad things called germs that get into your body and make you sick. He's trying to get doctors to wash their hands. What is this guy? Crazy? Teeny tiny invisible. What do you call it? Germs? What?
We are now controlling the transmission. We control the horizontal and the vertical.
When we look at the Maltese Cross, a sign carried by many elites and royalties, we see this process of transformation visualized. The cross symbolizes the meeting of 2 planes of consciousness, the horizontal bar representing the plane of the human consciousness, the plane of the ego, and the vertical bar representing the energies of Zeus, God, descending from the realm of spirit into the quadrants of matter. The center where the 2 lines intersect is the point where the energies of heaven are released to the earth. And in truth, it is at this point, which is actually the point of the qualification of power, that great alertness must be maintained by all who use power in its many aspects. The shaking fever of the infection continues and seems to increase within the projection system and mother. We also see 12 female beings in a circle, getting infected and doing the shaky.
I think, Dr. Rayleigh, you've given your virus a bad name.
I have.
Surely there's very real and very convincing data that the planet cannot survive the excesses of the human race.
This is true.
Proliferation of atomic devices, uncontrolled breeding habits, pollution of land, sea, and air, the rape of the environment. In this context, isn't it obvious that Chicken Little represents the same vision? And that Homo sapiens motto, let's go shopping, is the cry of the true lunatic?
Dr. Rayleigh.
I see it all now. It's so clear. This has nothing to do with us here. Somewhere in this world, right now, someone else is telling a story. A different story. A saga, a romance, a tale of unforeseen death. It doesn't matter. It's sustaining the universe. That's why we're still here. You can't stop stories being told.
That's a weak hypothesis.
I don't think so.
So you're probably not a betting man, are you?
That was my first venture with the devil.
While decoding the movie The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, which is highlighting the mirror reflection system and the blue and red energy fields, and probably also its effect within the void, it looks like this physical universe is one of distractions, manipulations and deceptions, with the dominating fear and anger energy of the blue coloring code, creating continued conflict within our imagination. It's imagination that keeps energizing the universe.
Hi! Hello! Today's special Reach for the Clouds! Discover your true potential. You too can become rich, famous, celebrated. Using no organic produce or nut-free food, discover the power within you. Market researchers shall know.
In this clip we see Bowie, the black coloring code, holding up a book with black magic BIOS ID codes. When recapping this clip we can see clearly a shining light emerging. We also see the white projector and mother teaming up, with the black projector being separated. Is Bowie puffing the magic dragon, the 5-point star blueprint BIOS ID codes, into the sun? Clearly visible is the effect of the creation of the sun. In the beginning of the video clip we can see the native female walking within a dark atmosphere. With the infection and Bowie's puffing of the BIOS ID codes, we see the atmosphere changing to the blue coloring code within the presence of the sun.
Something happened on the day he died. Spirit rose a meter and stepped aside. Somebody else took his place and bravely cried, I'm a black star, I'm a black star.
Okay, here we go guys. Something happened on the day he died. A spirit rose a meter and stepped aside. Somebody else took his place and bravely cried. And shall I apply for the voice? Well, what are they telling us here? Jesus' spirit rose a meter and then stepped aside. Somebody else took his place and bravely cried, I'm a black star, or projector. The three beings on the cross, like Bowie, are blindfolded with white towels and black dots. Are they being energized by black projections? Can we link the Saturnus energy with the black projector? And so, has Hades took Jesus' place here?
Don't believe what you read in the newspapers, especially the Mirror.
You're right. The world is beautiful. I always dreamed you'd be like this.
Yeah? And, well, didn't I say you'd be happy here? Isn't it just perfect? If only we didn't have to make a choice.
There doesn't have to be a choice.
Sweetheart, rules are rules.
I can't answer why I get stuck, but I can tell you how. We were born upside down.
We are born upside down, born in the physical universe, which seems to be controlled or dominated by the blue Saturnus energy, fueling its projections by using the black projector of deceptions, while actually we could be aligning and walking the path of the white projection of honesty and truth, creating an unlimitedness of our own imagination.
We need the love of things. No, you need it. I survive on their fear.
By maintaining the blue energy flow, fueled by black projections, entities that serve these waves of blue energies grow in strength and power, fueling our imaginations with new projections that can manifest Tomorrowland. Einstein's imagination is more important than knowledge could be his most important message to humanity. By manipulating or deceiving the eye, one could influence one's imagination of things, and so the universe.
You're a very naughty girl.
It's your eyes like a big piece of pie. When the stars make you drool, just like pastel fizzle, you're
We turn the wrong way around. With that, I feel that the counter-rotating force fields seem to interrupt the infinite energy flow from blue to red, in which this circulation causes the energy to keep rotating, mostly within the blue flow of fear and anger. When slowing down and recapping this clip, we can see the Trinity, fueled by BIOS ID codes from Bowie's 5-point star blueprint, energizing their force field, igniting blue rays of light.
You see, the very first of us to attract 12 disciples would win the bet. His argument: the necessities of danger, of fear, the fabled bliss of ignorance.
When recapping, we can see the Kaaba dome and the 7 heavens and the 8th layer of the firmament.
Mind, the power of the imagination to transform and illuminate our lives. It was a hard fight, but I won. My prize, the one thing I coveted most, everlasting life. Everlasting torment. He tricked me. He let me win. He knew the times would change, and that
one day, no one would want my stories.
In the movie The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, we can see the competition between the black and white projectors, battling for who can lure souls into the system or flow. For that, one would need to enter the mirror of self-reflection.
Solitary candle.
In the beginning of the video, the native female was dressed in the white coloring code. Now that the infection is getting severe within the natives, the coloring code changes to black, turning her into a black projector, while Skull is radiating the blue and red coloring codes.
Get married, make babies.
Oh, maybe this is my choice.
What do you mean? It's a child. It's not a choice. She needs our help.
Yes.
It's okay. It's okay. Come here. We'll help you. Look. You're standing. No. Come here. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. They're not friends. Come here.
Whose relic you got now? Huh? Smile for the camera, sweetheart. I think this is my moment. Sustainability is great.
The 12 female natives, or disciples, are fully aligning onto the parasitic frequency, processing a ritual of infecting the soul, in which I think the Kraken energy is being summoned, linked through the electromagnetic torus of Mother.
The problem in most cases is you simply can't get there.
Aren't you running the risk of entrenching the need for charity by increasingly institutionalizing it?
Oh look, it's an unfortunate truism that charity like poor little Olga here is always with us. What a phrase. Ah, there you are, my darling. Ladies and gentlemen, isn't she a wonder? Hello. Big stars, big stars.
And what's your message to the president?
Oh, I would presume to have a message for the president. I think, luckily for the foundation, we see eye to eye on most things.
Tony, I had something to take off.
Mr. President. There it is.
Also notable to see in this clip are the dolls of young children, laid out in a disrespectful way. To me, this underworld or the physical universe is especially targeting children worldwide, creating trauma and conditioning at young age, done to break the connection with mother and the balance between left and right brain, using vaccines and modern school systems. It's a parasitic effort to prevent the achievement of equilibrium, the balance between left and right, black and white, red and blue, and of life within our biosphere, using our own imagination. Back to the Kaaba Dome. This Kaaba system uses a 5-fold number of 365 days to process a cycle of full potential when using Mother's torus or energy field. When we want to calculate the energized star or crater number of the parasitic entity controlling this Kaaba Dome, we need to divide this number with 5, in which we get the number 73. And yeah, you might remember this number from my previous video. 73 is the star number of the Solomon energy fields.
Medication.
All right, child.
Shut up!
Trying to run for a world. Stop him! Somebody stop him!
Stop him!
He was being a very naughty little boy! Sorry. No! I can't! No. Coming out there, Tony! Coming out
But why is Fantasia dying then?
Because people have begun to lose their hopes and forget their dreams. So the nothing grows stronger.
What is the nothing?
It's the emptiness that's left. It is like a despair destroying this world. And I have been trying to help it.
But why?
Because people who have no hopes are easy to control. And whoever has the control has the power.
By terraforming our mind and spirit, the parasite is finding a way to energize the process from spiritual to physical being. By igniting the threefold flame into our hearts and the Eye of Ra within our Taurus, we are energizing and manifesting its project by ourselves. Will we lose our imagination to the singularity, or find and restore the balance from within to save our world and our Creator? Thank you for watching and much love. Radiation Matters.
There's something wrong with the world today. I don't know what it is. Something's wrong with our eyes. We're seeing things in a different way, and God knows it ain't His. It sure ain't no surprise. We're living on the edge. Living on the edge. Living on the edge. Living on the edge. There's something wrong with the world today. The light bulb's getting dim. There's meltdown
Poland. What if... Thanks. What the hell just happened to me, Ringer? How on earth did you do that? No, it was nothing. Voila. Oh, voila.